Hi guys, welcome to Cooking for Good Health with Suk Paibun. I'm going to show you how to make noodle today. Grain-free, gluten-free, nut-free. Ingredients include of 1 cup of water, 1 cup of water chestnut flour, 1 cup of tapioca flour. There's 4 ingredients, and I got Himalayan salt here. We'll put a little bit just for taste. Here I'm going to heat up my pot on a high heat and then going to put a cup of water to boil. We'll let that boil. Now the water is bubbling up, it's boiling. I'm going to go ahead and reduce the flame and then add 2 tablespoons of tapioca flour into hot water. I use tapioca flour and hot water as a glue to combine to hold the water chestnut flour together. So once we make a dough, it will become nice and soft and hold together really well. Now I'm adding water chestnut flour in here and give it a good mix, good stir. Make sure all the flour combine together. Give it a mix really well. So it become quite smooth. It mix well together, but not too overly cooked. So if it's too well cooked, it will be rubbery, so it's hard to handle. It's better to just slightly cook. Now I'm going to transfer this dough onto a surface so that I can knead it. I found it's much better to do on the surface. So when you're handling the dough, it's quite hot, so just make sure you don't burn yourself. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit of salt, like a pinch of salt, just for taste. Sprinkle over and keep kneading. As I knead, I will keep adding some tapioca flour that's left over here in my cup. And at the moment still very soft, so we'll keep adding a little bit more. I love kneading dough because it's quite therapeutic for me. You know how the children play with Play-Doh, and it's quite fun because I used to work with the children and I used to play Play-Doh with them, and I love that. It's very relaxing. It's the same with cooking. For me, I find it relaxing, especially with dough. Now dough is very soft. I'll just give it a squeeze a little bit and rub, and then I'm just gonna clear the surface and make sure I sprinkle the flour on this top so that it doesn't stick and to the rolling pin. Just coated the dough and then we'll knead like roll it out. I will roll it out about centimeters thick. Um, it will not be small noodle strip, so it will be like yeah, quite a decent size, not too big, not too small. Because I find if you do a little bit bigger, it's easier to handle and faster. But if you have that skill, go ahead and do a small noodle strip, but it would take longer time. So this is the matter of convenience for me. So I'm doing bigger one. So I'll just make sure there's no lump and bumped. And roll it out a little bit. Just make them even. Yep. It's nice and smooth. So and then I will go ahead and cut this up. So I'll cut into 3 parts and we'll stack them up and then put some flour for them not to stick on each other when I cut noodle strips. So there's 3 layers, so I will cut them at once so that when you get 3 noodle strips at one time, at one cut. So when you cut the noodle, try to make long strip as you can, but if they are breaking in between, it's not big deal. But if you can do longer strip when you cook them, they sometimes they tend to break. Some of them they break shorter. So if you make longer strip now, that means there's a chance that your noodles gonna be a longer strip when you cook them. I mean after you cook them. And when you're cutting, just make sure they are not sticking on to each other. So this recipe is this portion is for about 2 to 3 people. But if you want to make for more people, you can increase, just double the portion, and yeah, increase just for what you need. Or if you want to make for like for a few days, you can yeah, increase portion, make more noodles, and then you can store them in a airtight container. They can be kept about 2 to 3 days, that I would do, because if you keep them longer, they tend to go dry and they break. And we almost there. A few more strips, then we done. So they're getting a bit trickier as we go. So at the edge they're not even, so I'm just going to separate them up and then cut them one by one. Yeah, this one's a bit tricky. Almost there. Now we get our noodles nice and soft and stretchy. Yeah, and they're quite good size, so yeah. Now what I do, I will boil them in the boiling water. So let's go to the stove and we'll get them cooking. So here I got my pot with filtered water boiling. I'm going to go ahead and place the noodle strip inside the boiling water. I'll do one by one. You can do at once, just to make sure that they are not sticking on to each other. So here I will cook like one step first just to show you. Maybe I'll just add a little bit more. They seem to be, yeah, maybe add a few more. So and we'll keep it boiling and move a little bit. So these are quite a bigger size noodles, so it will take some time to cook. Maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Once the noodle cook, once the noodles are cooked, they will float up to the top of the water, and the color become, the color of the noodle become clearer, and the noodle turn pinkish color. So that's that they are cooked. You can also go ahead and then taste them or squeeze if they're firm. If you squeeze they're firm, that means they're cooked. Yeah, it seems that it's cooked. So I'm just gonna go ahead and then strain it out. Here the noodles, what it look like after I strain the water out. They're pinkish, and you could go ahead and prepare your noodle soup, or you can make stir-fried noodle stir-fried, or you can make salad. And give this recipe a try, and if you like it, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.